Hey guys, and welcome to episode number 3 of my Mana and Artifice playthrough. And today I figured I'd just start it off by creating the spell. So I have gathered the materials to make 2 spells. So this little formation right here is the, I believe it's called the Ritual of Arcana. So once you make the spell recipe in the inscription table, you can get it out, and then you set it in the middle of this ritual. You can find it here, you can like pin it up here, set the shape. There is a little symbol underneath the rune, and actually this will list off the ingredients you need, which I have gathered. And by the way, I forgot to mention, this stuff, it's wizard chalk. You craft it with this, and then you right click in order to place it down, and it has only like 20 uses? Oh, 150 uses. Never mind, that has a lot more uses. And so the way that it works is that when you draw out the requisite ritual, you take some purified Vintium dust, crafted from arcane ash, Vintium dust, and magic flowers, which arcane ash, once more, is smelting arcane compound, which is made from magical flower combined with bone ash and Vintium dust. And then you right click here, and then it will show the ritual, and then if there is not the spell scroll in the middle, the ritual will say, oh yeah, you need to put in the spell scroll, and then you can put it in, and then it will automatically show here, and you can right click with a open hand, and it will automatically place in the things that you are wanting to fill in the blanks with. And when you right click again, oop, nice. It then fills in the shape, it makes a little pentagram actually. And then it shows, hey, you need to draw this shape, and then you draw the requisite shapes. And then the ritual will be completed. Okay, and when it's done, everything swirls into the middle. You get a scroll. Then when you right click with this scroll, you can give it a name. Like I'm going to give this just fling, and I'm gonna mark it with, I think I used this picture last time, and now I have the fling spell, and this is a fling to yourself, so it will do a fling to yourself when you right click. The scroll's not working. That's a bit upsetting. Well, I'm just gonna draw out the next ritual, and hopefully this will, you know, like do stuff, because oh my gosh, yeah, the fling spell is not doing anything. What this should do, I'm gonna go under sorcery, fling, wherever that is. Oh, okay. Wait, this just says that it's only used to push stuff away. Fling's meant to like. Fling is great transportation though. It's just pushing things now? No! Oh my gosh, no! So fling used to be like the best method of transportation. You were just able to launch yourself into the sky, but now it appears that fling has been reduced to villager launching. Oh yeah, by the way, I just leveled up my magic. It gives me a little bit more mana. But oh, that's not. Oh, the fling spell used to be so much better. Okay, I'm just gonna finish up this ritual. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm not showing everything that I have to make in order to create these spells, just because it's like, the spells that you make will determine what materials you'll need. So, for example, not every single spell is going to require a gray glyph, but this dig spell requires a gray glyph. Oh, I forgot to craft the tools. But, yeah, branch it varies, but quite a few things require this infused silk stuff that is a mythic focus, which has this as the recipe, as well as string and green wool with a square and a mana weaving altar. That is a pretty common one. Vintium dust is almost always required in some way, as well as a variety of glyphs, which actually this one requires a brown one. I was able to get this glyph by using the Tarma roots, which are used to create black dye. And because there's a swamp right here, I was able to use that. Just gonna retool it up. Again, and now we have a spell. This is going to be a break spell, or I just like calling it dig something. I like this little ball here. So this component, if it still works the same, you right click and it breaks a block. It's pretty simple. And I believe it only works up to a iron pickaxe, so, but it's instant mining, which is great. It just makes it so that you're able to dig a bunch of stuff. This is going to be my replacement for a pickaxe just because it's so much faster. Later on, you'll be able to get modifiers to this, such as fortune, because there are ring artifacts that you can make. I don't know if I have access to any of them right now, actually. Yeah, no, but we don't have access to the rings of fortune. That's probably a later tier item. But yeah, there are ways to modify this, and it's an item that you put into your curio slots, but we don't have access to that right now. Either way, now that we have access to magic, there are a few more things in play. You may see this little affinity sign here. If you look under affinity power, you can see I have 4.7% affinity to earth, and this fling spell is probably never going to be used. By the way, we've got in the requirements for casting a spell, crafting a spell of higher complexity, and having the inscription table. So that's quite a few of the requirements. So the way that this entire affinity thing works is that as you cast spells of a certain type, if you look, this is a earth affinity spell. If you hold here, I actually don't see the affinity there. So the spell components that you use, such as fire, damage break, spell, all of these things, that will determine which affinity the spell is. I believe that this is a arcane affinity. It's the top one. I don't know what that's called. I'm pretty sure that's just like eldritch or whatever. By the way, each spell component corresponds to an affinity. I believe the 6 affinities are magic, ender, earth, air, fire, and water. Earth being related to the digging spells, air being related to the mobility spells, fire being related to damaging spells, water being related to healing and other spells, and ender being related to teleportation magic and storage stuff, and magic's being general utility, if I remember correctly. There may be other stipulations in regards to the spells, but that's just the stuff from the top of my head. But either way, the affinity that you have, it will give you slight mana reduction costs. So if I just check here, the current spell cost for this is 8. And as I continue digging, I'm going to just keep digging until it gets up to like 9% or something like that. Oh yeah, by the way, let's check this here. That currently is a mana cost of 23. Okay, we've got an affinity of 10. So now this costs 8.5. This costs, oh, 23. Never mind, I'm just going to keep on spamming. And it appears I'm out of mana. By the way, mana regenerates quicker if you are full. There we go. Now this is reduced to 8.51. This is increased to 23.7. So every affinity has a corresponding opposite affinity. So earth and wind are opposites, fire and water, and magic and ender, they are opposites. So the way that works is that earth affinities, as you build it up, your air affinity spells will become more expensive, and vice versa for all the opposite affinities. Honestly, this should be organized in a bit of a wheel in order to make it more clear. And either way, as you use affinities, there are a secondary thing. So if you look under sorcery, the break spell is about halfway towards being this bar being full. The bar is full. I will be able to use that spell on rote. I believe that's a tier 2 item. I'll look. Yep, the Book of Rote is a tier 2 item. So for the moment that doesn't matter, but when spells become rote, that means that you are able to use them in the Book of Rote, which means that you'll be able to use them pretty much whenever you want, because you have memorized the components needed. So that's a very important thing in the distant future. And thus we see, I can't break this arcane stone. because that requires a iron pickaxe, and this spell that I have is equal to a stone pickaxe, except instant. You're able to increase this power as well as you level up. It will eventually become able for you to be able to mine anything, I believe, in the game except bedrock using the break spell, but you have to, work towards that. By the way, I was digging out this area to start working on the blood magic mod, actually. So I made the book, and it says that there's a bunch of bad links that I can't use, and the book's empty. So it turns out this is just a waste of leather, which is a bit annoying because it's the early game and I kind of need everything that I can. But what I do remember about this mod when I briefly was looking into it is that this blood altar and sacrificial dagger are super helpful to progressing. So I'm going to craft this. And thus we have the blood altar, and now we're going to set this down in this little corner back here. I assume I'm going to be needing a bigger area for this as it gets leveled up. But now we have a blood altar, and it's empty. That is because we need to craft this like sacrificial knife in order to start doing stuff with it. So I'm going to gather the materials for that as well. So now we have this thing called the sacrificial knife. I'm pretty sure the way that this works is that you just walk up to here and just right click, and now this will fill up with blood. That's actually a little bit morbid now that I think about it. Wait, the bread is absorbing the essence? No. Wait, is bread able to be used at the thing? No, the blood's just stealing it. Wait, this just decreases over time? What the heck? Okay, I remember, I remember diamonds. You can put a diamond into there, and it does something. Oh my gosh, it's draining even faster. Oh, the blood altar is empty. Oh no, it needs more blood. I don't want to die, please. Okay, it's got a blood orb in it now. Stores life essence. Wait. Oh my gosh. Oh no, it's draining it more. I'm just kidding. I know that this is actually good for some reason. Yeah, so the way that this blood orb works is that it will like store up blood magic, although I don't know how to determine that. Yeah, I mean, I've got a blood orb now. I'm not sure what I need to do with it, though. Or how to advance to tier 2. I kind of thought the book would help out. I remember that this does something. I guess I'll just bookmark it for now. I guess I'll put this down and, like, do I have to ignite this or something? I just, like... Alright. Oh my gosh! Oh, so this makes it so I, instead of just normal dying, it makes it so that I die only somewhat at a time? Or, like... Okay, I've pulled up the Blood Altar wiki thingy on my second monitor. And it's saying that in order to make this thing a bit more powerful, I have to, I guess I'll stab myself again. I have to make, blood runes? If I'm reading that correctly? A rune, or something like that? Okay, so it's a blank slate? Oh, I just slap stuff onto here. Sounds nice. Turns out this whole rune thing does not accept cobblestone. It has to be actual stone. Bit annoying. See, how many of these things do I need? 8? This is gonna take a while. Just double checking, is there any form of healing magic here? That'd be super helpful. No, there's not. This is taking a really long time to just do this. Is this entire mod like this? Because this is a pretty grinding process. So according to the wiki, I need a 3x3 centered around the blood altar with the bottom block. No, not being evil. Now, I have the blood altar thing done. And I guess I could make this dagger of sacrifice now, because it's now a tier 2. It'd be a bit messed up if this new sword just ended up killing me in one hit. You know, there's also this, apprentice blood orb. I mean, I've got some redstone, and then put it through the altar. And now I have another sword, which I assume will hurt me. Is that harming me? Wait, does this kill other things? That'd be so helpful. Oh my gosh, how much does this recipe require? 5,000? How much did this, thing require? 3,000? Okay, then it's gonna be a while. According to the wiki thing, I need, to make this. I don't know what this does. According to the wiki, I need snares. Ew. That requires even more blood to make. Yay. Okay, that's it. I'm luring a zombie over here, and I'm killing it. just to see what I get. Okay, then I'm literally back into a corner. That was useful. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm gonna do that again. The amount of mob fighting that I'm having to do it right now is kind of ridiculous. But as they say, blood for the blood god. I said I only need like 5,000, right? Like, I've given it 3,000, like, twice. This should be good. Please. This is editing Jeb here. With my knowledge from the future, I know that what I'm doing right now is completely pointless, because block of redstone requires 5,000 blood at once in order to turn into an apprentice blood orb, instead of, in groups of like 2,000 that I'm doing here. So I'm making this a lot more work than it should be. Okay, I'll do a creeper this time, and if this fails, I'm going to get kicked off, probably because I'll be dead, and there will be a creeper in the middle of my area. Aha! I only provided like 300. What about this? I feel like this recipe is going to end up... I think that it's going to need 5,000 at once in order to do stuff, because I feel like I've done like 10,000 blood at this point, and it still has not worked. And now we stab. That's 5,000. This should work now. If it doesn't, then JEI has lied to me. My disappointment will be immeasurable, and my day ruined. Just in case, I'm just gonna, keep the blood up here. Here we go. Yeah, so it did have to be 5,000 all at once. Now, what do I use this thing for? Lots of things, it seems. Lots of things. Well, I still have no idea how this works. I'm just gonna do some research tomorrow, and hopefully I'll understand a bit more. If this video turns out to be a bit short, then this will not be the outro, but if this turns out to be the end, then, I'm a bit confused by this. I just know that this altar does magical things. And I suppose I probably could make a little mob farm in here, just like with the sheeps and cows between episodes, and then sacrifice a few of them every once in a while to subsidize the self-sacrifice. However, that's all I've got time for today, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Today we covered the mana and artifice spells, and apparently fling is no longer as OP as it used to be, which is quite sad. Fling used to be the go-to spell, but now it's, it's like creeper repellent, like several other spells are. No, I kind of think Mithron in some ways just really did not like creepers, so he just was like, aha, we'll have this spell component that will make it so creepers aren't able to attack you quite as efficiently. Anyway, guys, that's all I've got time for today. I hope you guys have a very, very good day, and I will see you around.